This March Madness Picks Part 1 edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is brought to you by Cut. Cut is a peer-to-peer social betting platform that's U.S.-based and available in 40 states. Head to Cut.com, that's Kutt.com, and use promo code SGPN for a 10% deposit bonus. We're also brought to you by SGPN subscriber-only March Madness Bankroll Challenge. Free to enter and up to $2,000 in prizes. Enter today at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/madness. We're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Play their fantasy pick'em for a chance to win 100x in NBA, NHL, college basketball, and more. Sign up today using promo code SGPN to get a 100% deposit match. And we're also brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets, the sports betting research platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit HOFBets.com. Use code SGPN to get 50% off your first month and start making smarter bets today. Welcome, everyone, to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, second the money green, with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog.
Hola, Vegas.
Hola, Vegas, indeed. What's happening, Kramer? We're here in Las Vegas at the Wynn Studios. Joining us in the middle, you know him from the college basketball experience, a.k.a. Pick Dundee, Mr. Colby Dant. What's happening, Colby?
Fell asleep on the airplane because there was no map of the United States.
He was very upset. There was no TV to look at or a map to study.
I always like to study a map on my flights. Disappointed.
Colby does have a cell phone. He was watching a bunch of stuff on his cell phone before we got on the plane. He's like, I got to save the battery. So then he just sits there and then it doesn't use his phone at all. He just pulls out, looks at the safety guard for a little bit, puts it back in, and then just goes to bed.
I was hoping there was maybe a secret map on the back. You know what I mean?
No secret map.
In case you hit water, they should list the bodies of water you could hit. No.
Yeah, I mean, they do show the water landings, and we were trying to figure out between here and Vegas, where could they actually land the plane in water? Maybe the Bellagio fountain was the biggest body of water.
Hoover Dam.
And we also had a great conversation about seaplanes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Colby goes,
Big
what are those planes that you can also take on the sea?
Colby was working out his material.
I got cloud brain a little bit and cloud playing a little bit. So, yeah, I mean, look, I'm excited to be in Vegas. I got 3 drinks in front of me, one alcoholic, the other 2 just there for decoration. And I'm excited. I got a live printouts, forgot the computer at the hotel room, but I got the NIT bracket. And by the way, the NIT bracket looks cooler than the
already. Colby, save your college basketball.
It's because it says Hinkle Fieldhouse.
Because save your college basketball hipster stuff for
That's
later
a fucking
on.
church.
We got an entire show.
All right.
Shout out, already ran into a couple listeners. They're here on a work trip, so I don't know if they want us to shout them out from Chicago. Good dudes. You could tell he was a listener because he's like, hey, guys, huge fan. And he was double fisting when he ran into us.
He couldn't shake our hand.
Shake the hand. Gave me a little fist bump with one of the hands. Because both hands had drinks. We are also some special guests filling out the TCE crew. Moneyline Mac and Noah B. What's happening, guys?
What is going on, Vegas, baby, Vegas?
Mac's here. Mac's ready.
Mac's ready. He's dialed in. He's got his laptop. He's also got the paper bracket. Noah with a...
Kramer doubted the cocktail napkin. We've got NIT numbers here, too.
I've never seen a spiral-bound cocktail napkin.
Oh, yes. Noah's ready. He's fired up, ready to do a bunch of handicapping. Man, we're here. We're in Vegas. Kramer, any shenanigans so far in Vegas? It's been pretty straightforward. As soon as we got to the room, Ryan, super excited. Don't worry, humidifier's going, baby.
You guys did get a peek behind the curtain. Not only, you saw the order of operations. First order of business, drop everything you're doing, fire up the humidity. We got to change, or the humidifier. We got to change the humidity level in the room first. Then we unpack everything. We get all organized. We get out of the way. We're not going to procrastinate on that like Colby, who I'm sure won't unpack it all.
What's humidity?
Well, fortunately, Colby, you're going to get a little. You're going to get some humidity shrapnel. But humidifier is going. Thank you very much. I'm a little worried it's not equipped to handle a 750 square foot room.
We got the suite over at the Palazzo there, and we've already found the Palazzo NFL slot machine, so we're ready.
How's the slot?
Brian, do we work the Win slot machine here? Do we go to the Palazzo slot machine? There's so many things to figure out.
I've been thinking about this.
Okay.
I do think we have to play the Palazzo one. They put it off to the side as if
It's
the
in a
NFL is
weird
not
place.
important.
It's in a weird place. Weird energy.
And they
over there.
literally put it in the corner.
Like right near
by,
the exit.
by like a Greek sandwich place.
Get a hero and go on a run with the Bucks on the NFL slot machine.
Before we start the picks, can we take a second to admire the
Yes.
logo behind
If you're
this?
watching youtube.com/sportsgambling podcast, shout out to Jake Paquin with
There
an
we go,
awesome graphic, the Sports Gambling Podcast, the College Basketball Experience, great bracket here. This thing really pops here. So shout out to the studio. Joe Neuenfeld checking in, saying you guys are Vegas pros now. Also, you guys should just move here. Mark Wahlberg moved here.
Friend of the program.
This was what, two and a half years ago?
I think it was football season, though.
It was football
college
season?
Football,
Yeah.
college
And
football show. Yeah.
I remember I was insanely hungover. You guys talked me into becoming a part of the college football pregame show, even though I had nothing to add. It was 9 a.m. I was trying not
You
to...
thought it was Donnie Wahlberg.
Yeah.
No. Hold on. Sean, the show was at like 7:30 a.m.
It was something crazy.
Mark Wahlberg was coming off the golf course at like 7 a.m.
Well, everyone laughed and made fun of him because there was like an article where his schedule came out. It's like 4:30, wake up. They're like, no way does Mark Wahlberg. And I had to stick up for Mark Wahlberg. I go, we were hungover as shit at like 8 a.m. and he's coming back from playing 18 holes.
Puffy has one of those schedules too, which I don't know that I necessarily buy into that one, or at least back in the, maybe now he's older.
Yeah.
But earlier, I just didn't really buy in that he was getting up at 4 a.m. when I feel like he's at the fucking club.
He's definitely taking something though.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that.
He's
You gotta
on-
get that.
He's on something.
Yeah.
All right.
By the way, I have to interrupt one last time. I
Yes.
mean, we're dueling live streams right now, TCE versus SGP.
Yes.
I'm going to set the live line at -30 TCE right now.
Oh wow, you guys are
go,
the
Colby.
favorite in the YouTube streets. If you want to show your loyalty,
I'll
to
take
the Sports-
TC right now.
show your loyalty to the Sports Gambling Podcast. Get off that Benedict dance. Come join a real college basketball show.
I did see It's Eric drop a little super chat over on the TCE page. So they're off to an early lead. I was watching my digital horse earlier today, and unfortunately, it did not get off to a lead like this, but TCE off to an early lead. So.
Look out.
Live line has been adjusted.
Hey, have you guys signed up over on cut.com? That's right, KUTT.com. Promo code SGPN. Get that 10% deposit bonus. Get set up over on Cut. We have a bunch of fun bets going on Cut, custom bets. You can get your own bets listed. One of the custom bets we have, of course, is how many first half unders of the 36 will we hit? Also, will a first four team make it to the round of 32? Those are both available only over on cut.com. And of course, we are going to be using the SGPN college basketball picks sheet for the official grading of the first half under. I know Ryan's already been tracking, ready to go. So cut.com, promo code SGPN, and the subscriber only March Madness contest. Very happy we got this set up. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/madness. It is a bankroll style. Here's the thing. For every show you're subscribed to on Sports Gambling Podcast Network, you get bonus credits for the contest. $1,000 prize winner take all. $2,000 if you are a Patreon member. Highly recommend it. So who doesn't want another free contest?
I just got a text from Patty C saying, hey, is SGPN doing a contest for college basketball? No, come on, Patty C.
That doesn't sound like Patty.
He's got to be having cocktails at a dive bar right now.
He just sent in his October invoice. So not really a guy who's like on top of everything when it comes, not like an admin whiz.
No, we're taking the year off, man. We're not into March Madness. We're not into March Madness.
No, we're not doing college basketball this year, Patrick. All right, let's get to it, Kramer. Come on, let's pick some games.
You're mad. You seem mad about it.
I'm not mad at all.
You're
I'm
excited.
jacked up.
So we remind people to get those first half unders in. Quick update. first four show, if you listened, we projected what the numbers would be. And in general, kind of have a rough formula of how they traditionally derive these first half totals. They're almost they're coming on the high end of the I almost said rectum on the spectrum. Everyone is hitting the high end of the spectrum or being outside the range I thought. I wonder if this is some sort of bizarro overcorrection.
Oh,
So-
I would have expected the numbers to come in on the low end because of how popular the unders have gotten. But the opposite, so we're betting them early.
Kramer, a lot of the totals in college basketball early on, like the D-Gens had really been freaking out because totals had been going higher, mainly because college basketball has changed some rules around fouls, specifically charge block fouls.
Yeah.
So there's been more blocks than charges, more free throws.
And you forgot they've changed the rules around Purdue, the Boilermakers.
Well, that's true.
We'll talk more about that.
So,
as we
anyway,
get to the game.
stay tuned
But-
for the Zach Edey slander.
Do not wait to bet your first half unders, and shout out to all the books. They seem to be, I think they've opened everything. So you can, I have a nice stack, what would you call it, a half stack of high society to take down to the window, bet all 36 first half unders. I already got my digital copy, Sean, like I told everyone I would. Now I have to go get my paper copy. All right, let's go. Early start here on the West Coast. We'll be at the Westgate. Shout out to us. We'll be in the big booth in the middle of the room. Come by and say hi.
Come say hi.
If you're nice to us and you impress me, I have gifts. No one else is allowed to give out the gifts, though, just me. So only be nice to me.
Yeah, talk to Ryan. He loves chatting it up.
I love chatting it up. I love people. Love talking to people.
This is the ultimate enigma of Ryan. He's
I
like,
love it. I love people.
I don't, he jokes, I hate interacting with people. I hate handshake. Meanwhile, you get him to Vegas, he's chatty Cathy.
Oh my God!
His-
Me and Sean, and he paints a picture like he never does anything.
He doesn't like
Kobe,
talking.
you handle the talking to the people, and then I'll grab
can't
my
turn him off.
cocktail. I look over, and he's talked to 50 fucking people.
It's like we're trying to leave. Hey, we got to go back to the room, drop our bags off, get some pics. It's like my wife. I got to pry her away from a party. She's saying goodbye for 35 minutes. The Uber's here. My Uber rating.
None of it is about the show either. It's like, I once went canoeing in upstate New York, and I was in upstate New York, and
Don't get Ryan talking about the Colorado River, Colby. We'll be here all night.
It's one of my more endearing qualities is my ability to relate to someone on a personal level.
You know the Colorado River's got a lot of fireflies.
I wouldn't drink the Colorado River. Let's just start there. If you want to talk about a river you definitely want to filter, you're beneath the dam. You want to filter that bitch. Everyone has this buddy, but, imagine drinking a beer through a stripper's ass crack. That's what the Hoover Dam is.
Don't reveal Noah's
drink the beer out of the stripper's ass crack tomorrow.
I would actually say probably more sanitary to drink beer out of a stripper's ass crack than drink water beneath the Hoover Dam. All right, 9:15 a.m. We're gonna head to the West region. We got someone wearing an SGP hat on the outside.
Oh yeah, let's go.
Friend of the fucking program.
There we go. Shout out, that's Chad G.
Let him in.
Chad, I don't know how I won't be able to do the show. I'm going to need those spreadsheets. The 9-8 matchup here in the West region, Charlotte, North Carolina, 9:15 a.m. on the West Coast. We were discussing this. Always important to realize that morning window they give you that slow burn. So if you do wake up a little later, you have a 9:15, a 9:40, and a 10:30. So you have a slow roll out of bed situation here. But they kick the tournament off with Michigan State, with Tom Izzo, the man who shouldn't be here. Colby certainly believes that Michigan State should not be in the tournament. And they're taking on a Mississippi State team.
They should be in Henkel. They got the location wrong.
Well, actually, NIT, the first round is on home campus sites.
That's right.
You know
That's
that,
right.
of course,
That's
Colby.
right. I thought they might have changed that.
You're 90 meters deep in the ocean.
I thought they changed it after all the schools said that they're too pussy to play in the NIT.
Way, I'm keeping an inventory of all these motherfuckers who defected in the chat after Sean said what he said. I see all of you talking all your shit in the chat. You're not welcome back. I'm locking the door like in a Bronx Tale, but the opposite, Mississippi State, Jans, they like a good rock fight. +1 here. That was shocking to me. +100 on the money line. Michigan State -120. The total is 130.5. The first half total is 60.5. These are now live first half numbers. You know, to me, when you have a team that shouldn't have made the tournament, and I think most people believe is not exactly the best version of Tom Izzo and Michigan State. And then on the other side, you have a team that feels comfortable in a rock fight, will drag you out into the deep water of the bayou. I assume they call it the bayou. And they also have we were talking about this in the airport, Colby, but they got a guard that it kind of feels like he's going to have potentially a march to remember in terms of getting his own shot. So, Hail State, I'm kind of wearing the colors. Not intentional, maybe intentional. Shout out to our merch store, Jake. I love Mississippi State here. Colby?
Well, I didn't know which team you were talking about at first. That didn't belong to be there. I was like, are you talking Mississippi State or are you talking Michigan State?
Yeah, let's go.
Both teams
disagree more.
I mean, they were both completely misseeded. And, you know, I as much as I want to take my guy Mike Leach, you know, his old school. But, no, Tom Izzo. Look, this is going to be a rock fight. This is going to be a true rock fight. And I just feel like everyone's shitting on Michigan State, and rightfully so. They are
those
correct.
are the teams that win.
Yes, they are correct. Michigan State does not belong in the NCAA tournament. They should be hosting a game before they actually, they probably wouldn't even get to Hinkle. They would lose in the NIT. But I just feel like Izzo, they gave him a gift. Maybe he retires. Maybe this is a early retirement gift.
26 years in a row he's made the tournament, and he's been well.
He's
first
like
up,
14-1 in openers.
If he wins this first game, I'm going all in on the second game because 23-7 he is in the second game of the NCAA tournament weekend. 15-11 as the lower seeded team. Michigan State and Mississippi State both coming in 2-5 straight up their last 7 games. So neither of these teams are looking good. How can you not just side with the experience that is Michigan State and Tom Izzo? I know, you know, people are like, oh, everyone's taking Michigan. I don't know if everyone's taking Michigan State. I feel like there's a lot of hate that Michigan State got in, and people will be talking themselves into this Mississippi State team. Now, I get it. You look at Michigan State's offense, it's okay. I guess I can see why people would talk themselves into Mississippi State, but at the end of the day, the coaching is what's going to make the difference here.
I agree. I think, you know, Izzo will get up for this game. It's the perfect opponent for him, a team that can't score outside of Starkville. And yeah, it's just the perfect opponent for them. I was talking to Cameron and Mace right before we did this, and Cameron said, take Izzo. He's got it. He's got it. So I'm not gonna
even
fade
more reason
Cameron
for me to be on.
Yeah.
Oh, Cameron's sharp.
Yeah. So
Well, was it
let's go
Cameron
Spartans.
or Cameron Sharp, buddy? Because that guy,
He
he's pushing weight.
have a guy who fancies himself as sharp that hangs out. This is part of the Cameron and Mace crew. Noah, real quick, what do you got? Michigan State, Mississippi State. You're rocking the Mississippi State shirt.
Yeah, I'm in the Mike Leach gear, the maroon and white. Quickly, I've seen both of these teams in person so far this year. The first game of the year, I saw Mississippi State in Chicago, press credentials, courtesy of SGPN.
Wow.
Let's go.
Thank you, guys. But Sparty is just 2-8 straight up against Ken Palm top 30 teams this season. Both wins came in the state of Michigan. Michigan State also lacks a presence down low. Tolu Smith, the best player on Mississippi State, I think he eats. Josh Hubbard also might have a little bit of darling potential here in March. I'm on the Bulldogs.
Noah, who's your favorite team?
Michigan.
Oh.
Last year,
Okay.
who did I take in the
No
Final
bias.
Four?
No bias.
Last year, who did I take to the Final Four? Michigan State. So,
Mac?
and by the way, why are they so special? Last year they started off Friday, first game of the day. This year,
That's what I'm
first game
saying.
of the
This is
day,
part of the
Thursday.
bullshit.
This is BS.
This is part of the
Yeah,
bullshit.
come on.
Is it a good window or a bad
You can
window?
either complain about it or you can ride with it. Mac, what are you doing?
Noah, who's been your daddy for the last 25 years, Tom Izzo. I'm Ravis Sparty.
There you go.
It's made for him. They shouldn't be in the tournament, no, but that doesn't matter right now. It's a good matchup. The 3 senior guards. Give me Sparty.
Let's get it.
The senior guards is an interesting point, but what I would offer you, Sean,
Yes.
is while when you to someone who's just snorkeling or maybe sitting on the boat scared to get in the water, just wants to look at the pretty fishes, they might think that this Mississippi State team sucks at shooting the free throw. But who's been taking a lot of the free throws down the stretch? Mr. Josh Hubbard. And how's he from the line? He's pretty good. He doesn't miss many. And so he might not be the best three-point shooter, but to Noah's point, he was electric of late, and the kind of guy that, like, to the point, he could have some moments.
Tom Izzo, 55-24 in the tournament. Next.
14-1, and I think his last 15 openers.
And I'll close with this. Tom Izzo, 3-10 versus 20 teams this year.
Yeah,
Next.
but not in the tournament.
Next.
This is the tournament ride. We do this every year with Michigan State. Oh, they don't have that. This isn't the good Michigan State team. They're all good. That's why he's in the fucking tournament 26 years straight.
Are they playing this game in an aircraft carrier?
They may as well be.
If they were, I would much more be more likely to go after him, but we're not going to do that. All right. The man in the box will be out in Vegas with us later this week, and I'm sure he'll be rooting for his alma mater, Duquesne, as they take on BYU in the East Region, 11-6 matchup. We're heading to Omaha, Nebraska. BYU laying 9. Do we have any intel on pointy temples in Nebraska to maybe get a little Mormon edge here? BYU -9, -425 on the money line. Duquesne +330. Total 142. 67 is the first half under. And if you're new to the program, we're taking every first half under. It's not a joke.
Yeah.
Like, we're being dead serious.
How many years is this in a row?
The show's been happening since 2011. That's when the first 4 started, but it predates that. We'll just say that. We're still doing the carbon dating testing to find out. But BYU -9, Colby?
Look, BYU and Nebraska, that many whites in Nebraska, it makes a lot of sense. But I think Duquesne, I'm buying in.
Stop
CJ Sullivan's been texting me. Drambot just went and said he's retiring after, he had a little press conference saying he's retiring after the season. They're going to get up. That's a great time to do the press conference, by the way. Unlike Long Beach State and what happened there, they handled it correctly with Duquesne. And if I get one more of these text messages from CJ Sullivan, I just don't think I'm going to be able to handle it. So, he's talking a ton of shit to me, calling me a piece of shit nonstop. So I am definitely I'm listening to this advice.
You in hoops.
Yes.
For your take. He's like, how dare you fade Duquesne?
Yeah. He's been coming at me pretty heavy. So I'm going to listen. I'm taking the 9.5. BYU probably still wins the game. 9. Okay. Well, you can get if you're really sharp, you can get a half. Yes. Go.
You got to keep a close eye on him, right?
1 if by land, 2 if by sea.
3 if by Dundee. It's where you get a little 1, little 2. I'm not going to just stick to one number.
No. It's a shock of wheat.
Get those numbers sharp, like your number 2 pencils. Get them sharp.
The thing is, to me, this game basically comes down to how well does BYU shoot the 3. Like, if they're shooting that 3 ball and it's going down, they're unstoppable, and I don't think Duquesne can hang with them. Now, you get a little cold shooting, and it can be really bad because BYU's defense, I don't know how BYU's defense, you look at the adjusted efficiency, they're 48th in the country. Eye test, it certainly doesn't say that. But
their home edge, maybe? Maybe
some of that's the home
diluted.
Edge. Maybe some of that was like the defense they played in the tournament was horrible.
I can tell you firsthand that home edge is nothing.
BYU?
I went to school in Pittsburgh.
Oh, no, you mean, what are you talking
Duquesne.
about?
Oh, yeah, we're talking about BYU.
Yeah.
Yeah, Duquesne, obviously, they're not.
No. Kramer, what are you doing? I assume
maybe Sullivan doesn't come to Vegas. He goes out there.
I assume you're taking BYU, Kramer.
Well, we're checking a lot of boxes, right? We're fading a team that had a great tourney run.
That had no business being in this tournament.
We're taking a team
that would dump the Gatorade.
We're taking a team.
But the retirement speech didn't come till yesterday or today.
Yeah.
That's why you want to jump on. He's ahead of you, man.
This is
ahead of you.
This is a fun trend. When the number 6 seed scores 70 or more points, they're 14-7 ATS. If they can get to 75 points, 8-3 ATS, but 65 or fewer points, that's when they're horrible. 8-26 against the spread. So when these 6 seeds can really light it up points-wise, that's when they really cover. And I think this BYU team can. I'm taking BYU laying the number.
Yeah, Big 12 over. I swear I heard Colby earlier saying how bad the A-10 was and how good the Big 12 was.
True, but that's why I look.
It's a big number.
Is BYU fully in the Big 12, or do you still say they're Mountain West or WCC?
They're soaking in the Big 12.
I think they're mid. They're mid.
They're not going full.
They're transitioning, but I do think that one thing to note here.
Staples are sharp.
Well, again, I'm down at the bottom of the ocean. I'm finding staples. Who knew? Like Wisconsin was out here on a boat trip or something, littering. I do think. Are we at all concerned about the size discrepancy too between this Duquesne team and this BYU team?
Easy has a good point in the chat. It's not like they just rely on one guy. Literally, they have 5 guys that can shoot over 35% from behind the arc. So for them to go cold, it's a lot of guys have to go cold. And I don't think Duquesne has the offense to keep up with them.
Well,
we were always going to fade Duquesne after they won that tournament.
Well, have fun. Have fun. Retirement speech. You don't have any stats on the retirement speech thing, do you?
No, I mean, I might have a take later that relates to that, and I'm going to have the complete opposite take, but that's fine.
Coach K went to retire. They made it all the way to the Final Four.
Listen, I understand you're friends with CJ. We're handicapping the handicapper here.
CJ won't care. CJ will probably be betting on BYU.
Jay Wright retired all the way to the Final Four.
Mac, what do you got?
I remember Roy Williams retiring, and they got their fucking ass kicked by Wisconsin. BYU's going to drill them.
How'd Coach K do?
Yeah, Coach K.
Final Four. He got to the Final Four. Yeah.
He made it to the Final Four, but he got his ass kicked by UNC twice.
True, but
that was
Duquesne's definitely going to win a game or two based off this. Yeah.
No, come on.
Magic. It's magic.
No.
Colby, which side are you on? Is Duquesne going to win?
No.
All right.
I love Keith Dambrot. I congratulate him on a great run. It ends on Thursday. BYU rolls. Big 12. Let's go.
Yeah.
And this happened a year ago when they're in the WCC. He's on Duquesne. This is bullshit.
They're battle tested. And Sean asked why they're better defensively because they're 25 years old. They're grown men.
Yes,
it
that's
doesn't
true.
look sexy
They've
because
seen
they're
some
white,
stuff.
but they're better.
They did get lucky with that Nebraska draw too, because they're gonna have all that fucking potato salad and shit before the game.
Well,
you know what I mean?
again,
Duke's Mayo. Sponsoring it. Noah, what do you got?
I'm loving all of this discourse over here because it's kind of what I have prepped on my paper here, but kind of not. We're all talking about numbers over here. This is the first cocktail number or a cocktail napkin advantage on the number here. Duquesne +5. I love the Dukes here. If you listen to the instant reaction show we had, I personally, before Colby's calling for Keith Dambrot's victorious run to the Final Four, I said if there is a team over a 4 seed in this region that could get to the Final Four, I said it was the Duquesne Dukes. Here's why. Sean mentioned in the three-pointers with BYU, the number one three-point defense in the A10, Duquesne. They're holding their opponents to just 31.7% from beyond the arc, and it's 53rd nationally. Also, body clocks favor Duquesne here, too. This is the second earliest game of the day, BYU in the Mountain Time Zone. And also, I think the best duo of guards here is on the Duquesne squad in Day Grant and Jimmy Clark III, who both average over 15 points per game.
Fun fact about teams that play.
You're on the shot
Teams
clock.
that play in the Mountain Time Zone are screwed the most in terms of getting early games. No, just in general in like all sports. And so I would imagine their body they'll be fine.
They deserve it though. They wouldn't they don't play on Sundays, so they required the move to.
You're against the Mormons. Let's see.
They required the move to Thursday, Saturday. It's going to cost them the.
It really did.
I don't roll on Sharma.
Dukes money line.
Yeah, I don't roll on
those
Saturday.
crowds at the league
Last
office.
thing,
I
almost forgot this. I texted CJ when I landed in Las Vegas at the airport. I rolled up, and Black and Yellow by Wiz Khalifa was playing in the Las Vegas airport. My flight number from Detroit to Las Vegas, 412, area code for Pittsburgh.
Oh.
Wow.
That's part of the cocktail napkin. That's why
Magical
it's one
thinking.
of a kind. It's one of a
But
kind.
this is Taylor.
You can't mimic these numbers.
Cannot.
This is some Taylor Swift 13
I
level
guarantee
shit.
you, he's got the gasoline. How much the LeBaron filled up with? That number is involved in that equation there.
Okay. I'm on BYU with Sean.
Let's go.
Have fun with the whites.
Enjoy retirement, Keith Dambrot, with Tony Bennett after they get their ass kicked tomorrow night.
Honestly, like the way that Colby is being so fake to his audience in his chat right now with this pick.
With my suit? With my suit? Is
Well, the
that why?
suit.
Yeah,
I mean,
okay.
you do look like someone who's.
I'm important.
You
damn
look
it.
you look
All
like
right?
Bruce Pearl about 80 pounds ago. Akron, the 14 seed of the Midwest region, heading to Pittsburgh. Speaking of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, 10:30 a.m. on the West Coast Thursday. Creighton, the 3 seed.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Laying 12.5, minus 900 on the money line. My Zips are a 6-1 dog. 141.5 is the total. 67. Interesting, the last 2 games have the same first half total, considering the game total is different. Colby, you know I like the favorites, but we're third game here, and I'm about to pull the trigger on my second dog. You know I can't pick against the Zips. How?
You had that future in the MAC.
No.
Well, of course I had the future in the MAC.
Yeah, at least treated us good for fucking years, with the exception of that 1 year he was at Butler.
Did you see Kent State paying homage to Jimmy Valvano, intentionally fouling with the lead?
I don't watch NC State.
No, I'm saying Akron. That's how they get.
Oh, I thought you said NC State.
No, I'm saying
okay.
Kent State was paying homage to Jimmy
Yeah.
Valvano by intentionally fouling with a lead.
Yeah.
Very interesting strategy. So Akron, Akron shouldn't be here.
Yep, and it's like the Izzo case, but you're on Mississippi State, right?
Not like the Izzo case, because they still won the game. What are you doing? Everyone knows what I'm doing.
With the points, I don't think Akron's winning this game, but I'll take the points. I think they just have enough leadership, enough scorers that I think they can create some problems and stay within that number. Even if they go down big early, I still think they have enough firepower to stay within that number. And yeah, I think it'll be Creighton by, I don't know, 5 or 6, something like that.
I like that.
Yeah.
Really narrow projection.
Yeah.
I'm all over Creighton here. Give me the Blue Jays.
Woo!
Creighton playing as at least a 12.5 point favorite this season. ATS record of 8-2. Akron 3-6 straight up as a dog this season. I don't think they're going to be really hanging around in this game. The 3 seeds in the first round game, Brian. I'm sure you're aware of their 14-9 ATS run. I get the case for Akron. You know, the kind of an up and down season, finished strong, making a run there in the MAC, but they struggled, I think, in the MAC here. And Akron's okay against the 3s, but you know, Creighton can really get it done on some long 2s. I just think, I just don't see it with Akron. Give me Creighton here, laying the big number.
Mac.
I struggle with this one. I'm not going to lie, because I like Creighton in the long haul, but I actually like Akron with the number here. I think Creighton struggles here, but I think they're better for it long term in the tournament. So give me the points.
No.
So length and versatility is the strength of Akron. They've got 6'8" Ali playing the 3, but that's also kind of the strength of Creighton. And I think they have a better set of guards in Trey Alexander and Stephen Ashworth. All-American candidate, Baylor Shireman, playing the 3. He's 6'7". I mean, that's a legit 3 players right there. And then they also got Defensive Player of the Year in Big East, Ryan Kalkbrenner in the middle.
Big Cock.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Brian, you're literally going against Big Cock. Like, the guy's name is Big Cock. Big East Twitter tweeted out Big Cock.
So I like Creighton here. They've played 8 teams ranked outside of Ken Palm's top 100. They covered this number in all 8 games.
I'm liking Noah more and more.
This game's
Let's
in
go, Sean.
Pittsburgh. This is going to be an Akron crowd. We're fine. Let's go.
Zip it up.
Yeah, people from Nebraska will highly unlikely to find their way to Pittsburgh. I love that angle. But what I would also point out, Creighton is a 3-point shooting team.
Akron's a much better offensive rebounding team. They're the better defensive team. There's a lot of angles that we could sit there
They
and
hustle.
say,
They hustle on the line.
Yeah.
I also think they do a good job of not fouling. Something that certainly Creighton goes to the line a bunch. We're probably going to lose this one. But if they play good defense, defend the 3-point line, and don't put them at the line for free stuff, this Akron team is gritty as hell.
Creighton is 304th in the nation in offensive rebounding.
Honestly, I was never going to pick against Akron, so I don't know what I have no more words other than go Zips. All right, this is another retirement story, perhaps. We're heading to Salt Lake City, Utah, 11 a.m. on the West Coast. We'll have 4 games going at the same time around this time in 2 days, Sean. The 15 seed Long Beach State, who fired their coach, now he's going to retire. But hey, he gets to coach another game here.
Can't fire me. I'm retired.
To the 2 seed in the West is Arizona. Arizona laying 20.5, minus 4,000 on the money line, but Fezzik says buy it up to 5,200. 16-1 on Long Beach State on the way back. 161.5 is the total. 78 for the first half total. I did, in researching this show, I did learn that the Long Beach State coach was the guy coaching Gonzaga who left for the better job and allowed Mark Few to become Mark Hadafew.
And who's Arizona's coach?
Arizona's coach is
Tommy Lloyd, who was a GA. Yeah. Dan Munson hired him as a GA, then bounced to the Minnesota job. So then he became the longtime assistant to Mark Hadafew.
Is this a like weird Yoda Skywalker situation where Yoda then all of a sudden became like a drunk and lost his powers?
Potentially. It made me hesitate for a second, thinking,
it's a big number.
That's why I think you should play Long Beach State first half if you're going to take Long Beach State. I'm on Arizona minus the points. They're going to win by 30.
Nope. We had we used to have a commandment that essentially said stay away from the 1 and 2 seeded games. There's no fun in taking the points, and if you lay the points, like, good luck. That was before when more top seeds were dominant. Now with the more parity, it's going to be harder and harder for me to lay a big number here.
First round favorites of 13.5 points or more have enjoyed only one winning ATS season in the first round since last 91 games, 39-50-1 ATS. In particular with the 2-15 seed, it seems like 17 points is kind of where things get wonky. 2 seeds that are favored by more than 17 points since 2005, 13-23-1 ATS. Colby, I mean, literally, as a guy who just laid out a narrative of retirement, how could you not be backing Long Beach State? They said they fired the coach. The coach said, fuck you, my key card still works. I'm going to keep coming into the office. The ultimate Costanza, he's not getting fired. They put the team on the back. I understand maybe they celebrated a little too much, whatever it is.
Isn't this game in Utah?
It is.
I'm not going to get a case of Munson out in the middle of nowhere.
No,
all right,
come on.
Right?
What do you think? Arizona fans are going to travel out to Utah? They don't care about this first round matchup against Long Beach.
I mean, from the movie Kingpin, Munson to be up a creek without a paddle.
Yes,
to have the whole
Munson.
World in the palm of your hands and blow it. Yes. I'm not jumping on board with that. Tommy Lloyd, first half. I said if you're going to take Long Beach State, you do it first half. Late in the game, Arizona goes on like a 16-17-0 run. Gets it up to 28, gets it up to 30. I'm sorry, Long Beach State. This is what you get for changing your name every 3 years and getting rid of your football program.
This is one that really, I love this nugget. Number 2 seed with an adjusted tempo rank of 50 or faster, 3-8 ATS, and Arizona's tempo is up to 71.8. So I think Long Beach State hangs around in this game, and Arizona, I understand the idea of like, oh, hey, they got knocked out by Princeton in the first round last year, but doesn't that create tight buttholes? Because imagine if you said you like Long Beach State for the first half.
It was very descriptive.
Yeah. Well, there's two type of buttholes, tight and not tight.
You can just say tight asses.
Tight asses. All right, sorry, Ryan. I didn't realize you were tight.
You said butthole so slowly.
You lost me. You lost me.
No, wait, you don't think they're going to clinch up once this game gets serious?
I mean, I think you can flip that coin the other way too. Actually, you know what? I'm going to switch over to Arizona here.
You're on Arizona.
Yeah, I like chalk. I think they could run it out, and you make a great point about the fact that they got embarrassed last year. They're going to make no.
You know, Arizona touches Utah too. A lot of people don't know that.
Arizona, and it's interesting the geography of the West. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When you've studied the map like me, you are well aware.
It's a map callback for
Mac.
people.
What are you doing?
Connect.
I love Arizona, but not here.
Yeah.
I agree with Sean that I think the Princeton game is in their back of their mind, just like when fucking Purdue plays here in a couple days. I think Arizona's tight. I think they get through it. I think they'll be better for it. Future Big 12 member, by the way. Arizona Wildcats.
All right. Noah.
I'm on the Dirtbags, a.k.a. the beach. Long Beach State, every time they jumped up in competition and they played high majors, they played pretty dang good against them.
Wait, and who are those high majors?
They beat both Michigan, which that's my team of fandom.
Michigan
That's
really
why
bad
Colby's
this year.
asking me and pushing my buttons.
And USC.
They beat USC.
Who you had winning the Pac-12.
Who I had winning the Pac-12 in the preseason.
I'm here to tell you. I'm here to tell you.
I just wanted to see them.
They beat UC Irvine.
That's a
Unfortunately,
preseason
I've only had
prediction.
one cocktail, so I remember all this.
But
they beat DePaul.
Yeah.
But they competed against San Diego State. They only lost by 12 to San Diego State, so they would have covered this number as well.
Beat USC.
That's a regional battle. That's a regional battle. You got to throw that out.
I listened pretty closely to the three on the desk here. I didn't hear Tommy Lloyd's ATS record come up.
What is it?
0-4.
It's a great time. Great time to jump on board.
So he's due? Is that great? All right. So the commandment also was don't spend 10 minutes talking about a 2:15 matchup. Just a little note for everyone. Note for Colby.
Maybe you're an Arizona fan. You're going to be heading to the game. Hopefully you sign up over at Game Time. You can get tickets to March Madness over at GameTime.co or download the Game Time app. Use the promo code SGPN. Get $20 free when you first sign up. Terms apply when you create that account, but don't they always? Terms are always applied. I wouldn't worry about it. Game Time gets you hooked up. Low price guarantee. If you can find a lower price in that same section, same row for less, they will refund it 110%. You know why they're offering that? Because they know they're gonna have to do that. They know they got the lowest prices. They got flash deals, last-minute tickets. They got you covered. Game Time. You get to see where you sit. They got it all. Just go to GameTime.co or download the Game Time app. Use the promo code SGPN. Get $20 off your first purchase. And, of course, sign up over at Champs. Champs, great place to host your pool for March Madness and get in on their contest. SportsGamblingPodcast.com/champs for a free shot to win $1,000. You get 2 free entries if you host your pool over on Champs, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/champs to get started today.
All right, so the next game that tips at 11:45 a.m. is the Wagner-Howard winner taking on North Carolina. It's in Charlotte. I kind of agree with you. They have dangled the books are dangling lines for both sides, so you can bet on it now depending on which side you want. Wagner would be a 21.5 point dog. Howard would be a 24.5 point dog. We'll break this down once we know who they're going to be playing, either on tomorrow's show or maybe Wednesday's show. All right, 12:10 p.m. We're heading back to Omaha. Morehead State, the 14 seed in the East, taking on the Fighting Illini, the 3 seed. Illinois laying 11.5. I did notice that their coach really pops on the underperformance lists for March Madness. Morehead State plus 550. 147 is the total. 69 for the first half. Nice. Sean, do you like Morehead here?
I certainly don't like less head. That one's for back. Shout out to Antonio Brown. He has Morehead State winning the title. He said he likes their angle.
Where did he have Longwood finishing?
Yeah, I don't know.
Lay the law.
Yeah, wait till he reads some of these other ones. This one's tough because Morehead State's defense, I think, is kind of underrated.
But you got to love their free throw shooting, 252nd in the nation.
Don't tell him that.
State.
No, I don't love that. I mean, Illinois, to me, also is one of those teams we're looking to fade with the idea of, hey, winner of a major conference tournament. Ryan, it is on the commandment list.
Sean, I have a stat for you.
Sure, toss me a stat here now.
So, Big Ten aficionado like
Yes.
myself, last 2 seasons, the Big Ten tournament champion has gone 0-2 in the first round. Purdue last year to Fairleigh Dickinson, fuck Tobin, and Iowa, the losing to Richmond, the 5-12 game.
So why
And
do we
3
even
years
let them in the tournament?
And 3 years ago, Illinois was the Big Ten tournament champion. They lost in the second round to Illinois, Chicago. So last 3 Big Ten tournament champions
Loyola
since COVID, none of them second round or second weekend.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm partial to fading Illinois in the tournament because how much money I've won over the years fading Illinois in the tournament. This is close, but I'm gonna take the dog here. Give me Morehead State plus 11.5. Feels a hair high. Colby, what are you doing?
You know, everything, when I dial it up in the database over here, Everything tells me to take Illinois, but I'm just haunted with memories of Underwood coaching, just getting out coached left and right. And yes, I brought up the terrible free throw shooting for Morehead State. That is a concern.
It's not too bad. I mean, to your point, it is Illinois is noticeably better, but they're 71.5% from the line, Morehead State. So that to me is not like a red flag. It's not necessarily a positive, but they're 55.5% from the 2-point section, 21st in the nation. So it's not like they don't know how to shoot the ball completely. I mean, Illinois' offense, I think they can match up good enough. Keep this a game.
Well, they just won a championship, and I think that's where we at. Give me the points in Morehead State. Illinois wins by 10.
Illinois, a top 50 pace team. Meanwhile, Morehead State, a bottom 25 pace team. Does the mid-major, remind me, Colby, does the mid-major typically control the pace of the game, or does the big power conference school?
Well, it depends. If in the Big Ten matchups, I think the mid-major does. You know, we saw St. Peter's do this to
So we
Purdue.
think Morehead State could slow the game down?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go. Morehead State.
Ryan is making a mental note of if this game is super fast paced and Illinois has killed them. You guys told me they'd be able to slow it down.
Oh, I think
Ryan,
sometimes
I could just hear it in his voice. Okay.
Sometimes there's very clear, like it's a styles make fights kind of situation where I think if Morehead State can slow it down, it's like UVA, right? They grind you down and then you're out of your game and you're like, fuck, I don't know how to run this 3-man weave. 11 seed, Oregon, out of the Midwest.
Well, let's get Noah
I'm sorry.
And Max picks.
Morehead over Lesshead here, and
Nice.
I think also this is the first game of the tournament.
You have to know when to come.
Sorry, Max.
And Illinois played the last game, so everybody's recency bias. Also, I mean, Morehead went to Indiana, led the entire game, lost at the buzzer. They're used to these overrated Big Ten teams.
Yep.
You know what? I think last year was a good strategy, probably a good strategy again. Let's just fade the Big Ten.
Noah?
Kramer said it. We're fading the Big Ten here. I mentioned my Big Ten trend.
Self-hating Big Ten fan.
With
I like
Sean here. And I've had a bone to pick with this Illinois squad for quite some time. I had told Kramer, and I did it myself, when they got Terrence Shannon back, we bet on them to win the conference outright. You know what they do?
We lost.
They screw it up in the final 2 weeks. And then what did they go out and do? They win the fucking tournament.
Yeah, I was like, oh, man, Noah.
I know. So Morehead State, 356th in pace. These guys already said it. Illinois can't play defense, and they're just an offensive dominant squad. But they're a very thin-skinned squad. And if they're playing at a slower pace, that's going to piss them off, specifically Coleman, TJ, and Domask. Those three guys, very thin-skinned. I like Morehead State money line.
I was enjoying the announcer saying dumbass during the broadcast. It definitely was coming through as dumbass over and over again. I think I might be with Noah. I have in pen here, but I will rip this bracket up if I don't like it. I do have Morehead now written down on the money line.
Yeah, we will be doing the brackets Wednesday night, so stay tuned.
I'm just saying, I'm just taking notes here. These are informal. We brought the shredder, so I can
Ryan
shred.
has writing down all his leans.
Yeah, oh yeah. If you missed the top of the show, these are leans. These aren't actual picks. Midwest 11-6 matchup. We're heading back to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. 1 p.m. on the West Coast. Oregon, South Carolina. The Gamecocks are laying a point, -120 on the money line. Even money for Oregon coming back. 132.5 is the total. 62 for the first half. Under. Colby?
I thought you were going to be able to get Oregon with more points. I really did. I thought this would be like 5.5, 6.
Because the Pac-12 does something every year, so people are on to them.
But now it's in Pittsburgh. I like how this South Carolina team, with the exception of playing the Alabama schools, because I don't know what it is about Alabama, but they just lose by 1,000 every time they play any of the Alabama schools. But they're a veteran team, and they make shots in the clutch to me, and I think that's all the difference. This is going to be a close game. Like I said, I was
maybe like a 1 point game.
I was expecting the Ducks to be like a 5.5, 6 point dog, and I was ready to take the Ducks. South Carolina.
Quack.
South Carolina gets it done.
They lost
Final
by-
minute, they make it.
Spread is telling you everything you need to know. When the 11 seed is favored, the 6 seed is 1-6 ATS, 1-6 straight up. You're also
Wait, Oregon's favored by 1?
Oregon's not favored.
No, South
No,
Carolina's
I'm
favored by
saying
1.
when the 11th seed is favored, the 6th seed, aka Oregon, is 1-6 straight up, 1-6 against the spread. So when the 11th seed is favored, that's lower seed that's actually favored. That is a obvious bet on. If you look at the advanced metrics, South Carolina compared to their seeding was the biggest value on the board. You're also fading someone who just won the Pac-12 conference tournament in Oregon.
And in Colby Dant, there's like a 97% chance he doesn't complete the first half or the second half.
What makes you
I mean, he's been injured every day.
He's very injury prone.
Well,
he's made of glass.
And I think they actually have the size to match up against him. Better offensive rebounding. South Carolina, one of the best teams in college basketball, ATS on the road. I realize this is neutral site, but love this. I mean, the 6th seed playing as an underdog, every sort of trend you look at is horrible for them. And I just love this. I just love this South Carolina team. I thought I really liked watching them. I think they're going to be a tough out. Give me South Carolina in a big way.
Mac?
Kramer, what are you doing?
Mac?
Oh, okay.
South Carolina's a 6th seed.
South Carolina's the 6th seed?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then throw out my
But don't worry, it's going to flip because Oregon's going to win in a big way because Dana Altman, when he's got to win the Pac-12 tournament, he goes to the Sweet 16 every time. 2019, 2012, Oregon rolls here. South Carolina's overachieved. It's a great story.
He hasn't picked South Carolina all year.
He has not.
He has not picked South Carolina all fucking
and Auburn
year.
and Alabama made up for my money.
You don't like cock, Mac?
My handicap extends on both of these guys' points. I'll start with Max since it was the most recent one. Dana Altman, tremendous tournament coach. He's 7-0 in the first round with the Ducks, and he's advanced to the second weekend 4 times with Oregon. And now going to Sean's point with the 11 seeds favored over the 6 seeds. He did have it backwards.
Tried to help you.
Cut him some slack. However, with I tweeted this one out specifically for the New Mexico game, who is favored over the 6 seed. The 11 seeds only been favored 11 times over 6 seeds, and in 10 they've won 10 of them, and in 9 of those instances they've won by double digits. Lastly, the Ducks, they've battled injuries all season long, so it's built good depth. And lastly, I like that especially in the backcourt because I think that's the difference here for the Ducks in this game.
Can I add I'm going to add a 5th lastly to Noah's 4 lastlies.
There we go.
My note is you're not supposed to fade Dana Altman in this type of situation. It's no different than Tom Izzo. I think there's some parallels there, Sean, which would make me think, as a man who admires a guy like Tom Izzo so much and his tournament acumen, you should do the same for Dana Altman. Quack, quack,
Quack.
quack, quack, quack. Nevada.
Colby's already switched his pick. I can feel it.
No.
I can feel it. I know
I've been to
Benedict when I see
Pittsburgh plenty of times in my life. When I think about this Oregon team in the Iron City, this Oregon team's as
not gonna fit
fragile
in.
as all can be.
Well, they
Good
don't-
luck.
Sean,
they
there
don't
is
have-
a second TCE show for him, the Benedict.
They don't have ponds there for ducks to swim in, Colby? No, you're
They
big.
have rivers, the 3 rivers.
There we go. 1:30 p.m. on the West Coast. Salt Lake City, Utah, Nevada, Dayton. 10-7 matchup here in the West. Nevada laying a point, -120 on the money line. Dayton +100. 136.5 is the total. 64 first half under. To me, this one stands out in a way, and maybe it's just Colby screaming about how bad Dayton is. But Nevada is a team that should not be. To me, I thought this was going to be a bigger number. It's a misseeding, so maybe that's keeping the number together.
Nevada should be the 7, and
Nevada's
if Dayton
good.
is in, which they shouldn't be in. They should be at least the 10 in this matchup. This is ridiculous.
I
They
hate
should
to
be
stop-
embarrassed by this.
The cocktail napkin has Nevada -2.5.
Yeah, that seems like a better no. It just seems like we've watched Nevada again. Maybe I have bias towards the Mountain West, but I think I don't know if too many people are arguing with me that the A10 is on the same level as the Mountain West.
Mountain West, Ryan, since 2011, and this is courtesy of our buddy Chad G on the old X line here. Mountain West, if you blindly faded the Mountain West, you would be 26-12 ATS, winning at a 68.42 percentage, up 12.8 units since 2011.
Well, part of that.
Mountain
back
West
in
has never been this good.
2011, the Mountain West, all the way up to like 2018 or 19
I'm
was
just,
ass.
don't get mad at me, get mad at the numbers.
For as loyal as the TCE cult is, they're very hating on Mountain West this year, and our love for that.
San Diego
and
State did all right. San Diego State did all right last year.
Yeah.
How'd they do? Maybe.
No, I like Nevada. I'm just what I'm scared of is I share your love of the Mountain West. I'm just worried.
You're
we're
just worried
talking-
about Steve Alford.
I'm a little worried about Steve Alford.
I'm sure
yes.
Bowser's sent you over 30 texts about why we shouldn't take Nevada. Look, I'm on board with the Steve Alford thing. You know,
Well,
like
and I've had every time I've faded Nevada, they've made me look like an idiot. So maybe this is the finally I'm going to hop on board and take Nevada. This to me is less about getting on Nevada and just fading Dayton. I don't get it with Dayton.
and Nevada is no stranger to going to altitude. They play in Logan
I
all the
love it.
time.
I
They
love
play
it.
in Logan all the time. They play in Fort Collins. They play in Laramie. Dayton's going to be the team huffing and puffing, wondering why the hell are we in this tournament?
Nevada is fucking mountain in their conference name. Of course they're going to be able to succeed at elevation.
Oh,
Nevada all day.
I mean, Blackshear, Lucas, too much for this bullshit Dayton Flyer stuff.
They've also just won a lot of games that felt like tournament games, like
Yeah.
kind of crazy, like we're not quitting type. Yeah, I mean, as much as Steve Alford is, riveting. What did George Bush say about Dan Marino's wife? Dynamic.
Dynamic.
Steve Alford is very dynamic.
Steve Alford and his dynamic life.
I'm going to lay the point.
You trying to fuck him?
He's pretty good looking. Noah, what are you doing?
I'm going to retweet a lot of Colby's handicap and just add in that Dayton loves the 3-ball. Nevada pretty good at defending it. So Wolfpack for me.
It's a great matchup too. That's a good point, Mac.
No.
Oh, whoa.
Wrong team favored.
Wait.
Whoa.
Anthony Grant is what's the connection with Frank Martin here?
He's a godfather for his son. This is a fade on Steve Alford. Everybody is picking Steve Alford.
That is scary.
And I love the Mountain West.
It is always scary with Alford.
But they've set the Mountain West up to fail, and this is the Mountain West team that's going to fail. Nevada should win this game, but they won't. Dayton's talented. I don't dispute that. They shouldn't be in the tournament, but those are the teams that win. Give me Dayton all day.
That is a good point.
It's the Frank Martin connection, though.
No, yeah, you got to handicap the handicapper. This is like when Colby takes ECU against South Florida and says they're going to have a chance in hell.
They'll be live.
Well, I found out we had a case of shits before the game.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's part of being in East Carolina. Right? Next up in the window. So this is kind of our natural break.
You got to factor in the salmonella.
We got a little break in the day here. The next game does not tip until 3:50 p.m. on the West Coast. It's the 10-7 matchup in the Midwest in Charlotte, North Carolina. So it'll be Texas versus the winner of Colorado State and UVA. Moving over to the 4:10 tip, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania plays host to Oakland and Kentucky. 14-3 matchup here in the South. Kentucky laying 13.5, minus 1,100 on the money line, plus 700 for Oakland. 130 or 163.5 is the total. 77.5 for the first half. I'm workshopping something here, but an Akron, Oakland moneyline parlay is awfully interesting.
Ooh. Now the problem here is what? You have Big Blue Nation not far from Pittsburgh,
I know.
and John Calipari is from Pittsburgh. So
That
you
hurt
got
them.
Yeah, isn't he getting
maybe a little
fired
more
after the
pressure. Yeah, he hopes. 70. What was
His
that?
41
$50 million buyout. Some shit.
I
like
was
that?
looking
Yeah.
up basketball coach buyouts recently, and his buyout is like 3x
Through
the
the
next.
roof.
Yeah, it's way bigger than any other coach. It's pretty wild.
Brian, remember we were hanging out with Banksy and he was talking about his nephew played. Banksy's a former NHL hockey player. He's friends with Derek and some of the.
I thought you were
some of the
talking
circuit
about
guys.
the street.
No, not the
okay.
street artist.
No,
This is a real
not the
man.
graffiti guy. He's a dude who plays
Wait,
hockey.
I know this guy actually. I
Yeah,
think
yeah, you hung out with
okay,
him. He's a good dude. His nephew was on Oakland, and he said he watched a couple games, and he got mad when the nephew didn't cover, and he yelled at him. This is interesting because I love watching this Oakland team, and admittedly I didn't watch them a lot outside of the conference tournament.
They're good.
But
Their coach was at a McDonald's trying to get people.
Yeah.
Trying to get. You see that?
Yes. So
He worked a shift at a McDonald's
Sean
after a
and-
game.
Sean and Kramer, Oakland's the closest D1 school to me in proximity. I've actually played baseball with a couple of these guys' good friends. So I personally know a couple of these guys.
Oh,
got
so
any-
the
got any
inside
inside
is
injury info?
It's a crazy thought to me. Like, some of these guys could actually beat Kentucky. Like, I have trouble envisioning that in my mind.
Greg Campy's
However,
been there for 40 years.
40. However, this team has played well against good competition so far this year. They've beaten Xavier. They hung tough with Illinois, Drake, and Ohio State this year. I think whoever wins/covers dictates the pace in this game. So Kentucky wants to fly. Oakland wants to slow it down, specifically take Kentucky out of transition, play with that zone. OU has two really good forwards. And Kentucky, the front court's been a little bit of the question mark so far this year. The two names to know up front for Oakland is Trey Townsend, who's the star. Campy's known Townsend since he was like 3. He coached his dad. But also Chris Conway is a solid player here for the Golden Grizz. And then the trio of starters in the backcourt, DQ Cole, Blake Lamont, and Jack Golke all shoot over 35% on the 3-ball. Golke, keep this one in mind. This one's kind of funny. He's attempted 8 two-point field goal attempts all season long. How many three-pointers? 327 three-point attempts.
That's insane. That's insane right there. Campy has been through thick and thin with Oakland. He brought him up from the D2 ranks, and
Is he taking the points?
I'm taking the points. I think Kentucky will still win the game. It's a little bit too many points. I'll take the points there.
So you think this this small little program that Noah's played athletics with some people around the team are going to be able to hang with Kentucky in a
I
pace?
just think Kentucky's a little asleep. Sleep for this one.
I don't know. I guess I've just seen Kentucky, and I'm like, God damn, those dudes are some athletic freaks. They're really good at putting that round rubber ball through that rim. Like, I just worry that Oakland's going to come out there and go, oh shit, we're not on the same level as this Kentucky guys.
John Calipari's parents are going to have them over for dinner.
The
Right.
rage child in TC's YouTube chat says Noah brought them Gatorade towels.
Well,
I like that.
but even Noah bringing someone a Gatorade towel feels like puts them a tier beneath Kentucky, right?
Yeah, I mean,
At their ceiling still. Mac,
you need to run like you need to do you need to be able to like run a decent 40 to be the towel guy at the Kentucky program.
Yeah.
No offense,
My 60-yard was not good. In baseball we didn't run 40s, we did 60s for some reason.
No, Mac, what are you doing in this game?
So Noah, you're a Pittsburgh guy. What's the last
Correct.
time Calipari coached in the city of Pittsburgh?
I wouldn't know because I'm a bandwagon Pittsburgh guy. I don't know if you knew this. I only did a couple of years in school in Pittsburgh. Didn't graduate.
Come on, you got to go deep in the weeds. At Robert Morris in the NIT, Robert Morris upset Calipari. It's a distraction. Oakland, all seniors,
All right, nice.
40-year head coach versus all these freshmen. Everybody's got them in their fucking Final Four.
really?
Get the fuck out of here. Oakland has a chance to win this fucking game outright. Greg Campy.
I think their offense can give
Kramer, what are you
Kentucky
doing?
Sean,
Are you pulling the trigger?
Phone our financial team. We're going to have to release some resources for Akron, Oakland moneyline parlay.
Let's go.
I'm not on
Oakland.
Akron. I like Creighton. But
Were
I'll
you
take-
on Morehead State too?
Yeah. A little round robin.
Round robin Thursday action.
Hey, I saved all my dogs for the end of the year. John, I gave you a beautiful transition. Come on.
I'll take Oakland. You guys bullied me into it. And speaking of dogs, if you guys signed up over at Underdog Fantasy using our promo code SGPN, so fun getting down on these. I know Noah's been giving out some. We've been on a nice little here ourselves here. I will pull up what we got cooking here on the pick'em. Of course, we gave out higher Isaiah Stevens, 1.5 3-pointers made, and lower Reese Beekman in that UVA Colorado State game. That will pay 2 picks. $100 wager would get you. $100 entry will get you $375 coming back. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code SGPN. Get in on the best ball drafts as well. Go head to head versus Kramer.
I have acquired 1 share of Drew Lock. Thank you. I just realized I've picked every 14 seed on the spread, and it's very hard for me to pick a spread and not have them advance in my bracket.
I have an underdog pick to add to your
Yeah,
pick.
what do you got? What do you got there, Noah?
Bryce Harris higher than 15 points. It's hit in 6 of his last 7 games.
Let's go.
He's on Howard, by the way, first 4 game.
Oh, we know that.
Love it.
Come on. We just got our 150-meter certification.
I'm just taking care of all the snorkelers out there.
12
Just in case.
Well, apparently there's a whole culture of people that just sit on the boat. They don't even get in the water.
We call those schools, like schools of fish, schools of snorkelers. For those schools, join DGen University.
Yeah, human. 12 seed. We're heading to the Midwest region. Salt Lake City, Utah. McNeese State. Colby's got to know. Gonzaga, the 5 seed. Gonzaga laying 6.5 here, minus 265. McNeese plus 215. 135 is the total. 150 is the total. 70.5 first half under. Will Wade, strong ass offer. I see some ladies who have a strong ass offer on the outside of the glass
hey,
here.
what's up?
Gonzaga's made
Chicks dig podcast.
Yeah, they dig. They also dig the long ball. No one knows. Gonzaga has made the Sweet 16 in 8 straight seasons.
Yes.
Gonzaga, lay the points. Colby?
Yeah, that's a strong ass offer that I agree with. Everyone's going to be on McNeese.
Are we worried about Mark Few, though? 19, 27, and 1 ATS in the tournament.
No, because I think a lot of that is with him laying heavy chalk in a time where they were kind of disappointing, even though they were still making the Sweet 16 as a 1 and 2 seed.
They haven't lost 2 games all year in a row. Obviously, they lost in the conference tournament. Yeah. I think they show up. I think this crowd is going to be all Gonzaga. It's an away game pretty much for McNeese. And I think McNeese is going to be a trendy. Yeah,
where's
Will
McNeese?
Wade's already
Louisiana, right?
Yeah, Lake Charles.
Lake Charles.
And where's Spokane, Washington?
That is in the state of
CNW.
Washington. Yes.
Pacific Northwest.
But I mean, I really think that this is a great spot to jump on the Zags. I was talking my Uber driver today.
Nice.
From my house to the airport, which took about 17 hours because of LA traffic. His favorite play. McNeese. Gotta fade that.
Yeah.
Gotta fade
the Uber drivers.
I had one too. I had one too.
Mac, what do you like?
Oh, this is Gonzaga. Gonzaga by 20. McNeese is undersized, and I don't think people realize how good Gonzaga has been since February 1st and on.
Yeah, they kind of flipped the switch, right?
Yeah, they won at Kentucky. Then they won at St. Mary's. All right, they lost the championship game. It's a reset. McNeese is a great story. They're also in a bottom 5 league in America. The Southland does not – it doesn't prepare them. I know they won at Michigan, but, I mean, that might as well be a Southland school as well. Lay it with the Zags
Put the
in a
salt
big
in the
way.
wound.
I also, and I could be mistaken here, but McNeese, I think, kind of they're at their best when they're kind of causing some havoc and turning you over, and I think Gonzaga is not going to allow that to happen. Noah?
I think you're all wrong.
He loves the dog.
What are we talking about? They compete in the WCC, so you excluded St. Mary's, who they lost to, and that's the only competition they have in their conference.
Oh, they won at Rupp.
Then they went in and beat Kentucky when they were broken. They lost 4 straight games at home at Rupp or whatever
They also
it was.
beat Yale, who won the Ivy.
Yeah.
All right.
And Yale
They
was
beat
without one of their
Syracuse,
starters,
who a lot
in
of
that
people
game.
think should be in the NCAA tournament.
Because I bet
agree.
Yale in that.
I don't care about any of that. McNeese played the Mississippi University for women.
Yeah, but so they're super fast. They're athletic. I'm telling you, if you haven't watched this McNeese State squad before, when you watch them for the first time in this NCAA team or NCAA tournament, you're going to be like, holy shit, this is not a team from the
They're
South.
the fat girl at the prom.
McNeese money line, they move on in the bracket.
McNeese is happy to be
11 straight wins for McNeese. They'll certainly be on everyone's radar. 3rd longest win streak in the country. They defeated the Mississippi University for women 92-23.
Not even competitive.
They
No
covered the
mercy.
spread, though. What was the spread?
It might. Here we go.
yeah.
The spread was. No, they didn't. The spread was 82.5. They didn't get the cover.
In the TCE world, the spreads only exist when you're playing non-D1 competition when it's Chicago State in their world tour. Shout out to Chicago State. They're now in the CIT. Let's go.
You're in our world now, Noah. South Dakota State, the 15 seed in the East, taking on Iowa State, the 2 seed in the East. This one's in Omaha, Nebraska. I think Nebraska is right next to Iowa. If my flyover state geography
Correct.
I get that right. I got that right. All right, nice. 4:30 p.m. on the West Coast. Iowa State laying 17, minus 2,400 on the money line. I think Fezzik has this one up to 30, minus 3,200. Great price. South Dakota State plus 1,200. 135.5 is the total. 65 first half under. So you're telling me I can get 17 with the Jackrabbits? This is a tough matchup. I think Iowa State's probably going to have the crowd big time, right?
Well, South Dakota State's not that far away, so I mean, it might be a little. I mean, I still think it's going to be a Cyclone crowd. Otzelberger going up against his former school, but look, South Dakota State won this last time they played. It was the COVID year, but they did take down Iowa State.
But is this? I feel like this isn't even. You compare it to other South Dakota State teams, and this isn't their best team. And they've gone into the tournament and kind of gotten work. Now, the spread is 17 points, which is like right on that edge of maybe you should take the dog here because these 2-15s. Like 17 is right where it's like actually it is better to take the 15 seed. This is tough.
Can we reference the commandments?
Sure.
So while there isn't a massive disparity here between the free throw shooting at South Dakota State and Iowa State, the commandments would tell you that you definitely don't want to be laying a massive number with a team that is atrocious.
70, yeah.
Atrocious at the line. And so perhaps that can help you break the tie, or we can ask Mac what he's doing.
I'm going Clones.
Okay.
Clones, I feel pretty good about it because Kansas State beat South Dakota State by 23. I just think it's a different level. I'm buying into this Iowa State team on the offensive side of the ball this year. There's the reason why I have a Final Four future on them. Is the Clones are for real this year. Lay it. They win big.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of clones, but the weather known as a cyclone. Mac, what are you doing?
Well, I am the new mayor of Ames. Since I was the only one petitioning that they should be a fucking 1 seed since this whole thing is rigged. But anyway, I said they beat Houston. I didn't know they win by 30. I am a little worried about the letdown spot.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a game. It's against his former team, Otzelberger, but I think they're going to blow it open late. So I'm going to lay it, and they win by 18. But I don't think this is right off the bat being like, oh my God, they're getting fucking killed. I think it's a game where they blow it open late.
I think they feel disrespected that they got seeded this badly.
I feel disrespected.
And to me, that's great bulletin board material for Otzelberger, and with a little bit of the home edge, because I think they'll have a little bit more than the Jackrabbits crowd will. I think that's all the difference.
Big 12.
Noah.
Since Mississippi State University for women is on our minds right now, D1 versus non-D1 competition, Iowa State played 9 teams outside of KenPom's top 100. They murdered all of them. It's kind of like the current TC live chat against the SGP live chat.
Oh, wow.
But I think Eric Henderson gets this Jack squad up to compete against his program's predecessor. I think they cover this number, but it's going to be tight against the spread.
Shooters shoot. Noah's shooting. You know what? We heard good arguments on both sides of the case. The commandment on the tablet that we dropped and broke would have told me just to stay away from this game, but because Sean says we don't do leans.
No leans.
I'm going to lay it as well. I think the issue with Iowa State will come against a team that will keep up with them offensively, and their offense will just break at some point in the game.
Yeah, I'll take Iowa State. I don't think
Not
the
this
South
week.
Dakota State team's fine, but they've had better versions that haven't really done that well in the tournament. So I'm looking to fade them.
Wow. Discord's going to be on the Jackrabbits. I've told this story before, but I once watched a live stalking of a bobcat on a jackrabbit in the great desert of the Mojave. St. Peter's, Tennessee, 15-2 matchup. Another one.
What could go wrong, right?
6:20 p.m. here on the West Coast. St. Peter's second
It's
time.
different for Rick Barnes this year.
No, this is hilarious because St. Peter's was, a 15 when they got Purdue, right?
Yep.
St. Peter's.
I mean,
Kentucky.
Yeah,
Kentucky.
they got
That's right.
FDU.
That's right.
Yeah.
Purdue was later down the bracket.
St. Peter's second time in 3 years. They're in the tourney. Meanwhile, Tennessee, Rick Barnes has to carry the vampire torch since Rick Pitino didn't get invited this year and opted out of the NIT. Tennessee laying 21.5, minus 7,000 on the money line. Who's betting that? Plus 2,000 for St. Peter's. 129.5 is the total. 62.5 first half under. Colby?
Look, I just want, I want to fade Rick Barnes.
Not yet, though, right?
But not yet. And when I think about St. Peter's, it's been an unbelievable run for them to get to where they are, but they're still awful on offense. And Rick Barnes' defense is legit. It's a veteran team. Unfortunately, this is not the year of the Peacocks. I think Tennessee is going to cover 21.5 points.
St. Peter's.
I mean, you're looking at St. Peter's offense, 305th in adjusted efficiency offensively. Tennessee's defense third. I mean, that's a pretty big matchup. The other side, though, St. Peter's defense is pretty good. And this Tennessee team figures out ways to screw up these games. I don't. 21.5 points is a lot. You feel comfortable laying that with Rick Barnes, Colby, knowing his against the spread record, and a lot of these against the spread, not like Gonzaga, where they've been big favorites and kind of underwhelming. Tennessee has had these opportunities where they're big favorites and they don't get it done.
Well, I mean, I look at what St. Peter's did now. In the first game of the season, they kept it within 11 against Seton Hall, but they also lost by 31 to Rutgers.
It's another pace game, guys.
Rutgers can barely score 31.
Rutgers' offense is electric.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I just don't think they're going to be able to have any success. And then the fact that Tennessee's just got so many veterans. They've been with the program for a while, so I'm going to lay the number.
I am too. I think St. Peter's, again, this is another, I mean, St. Peter's wants to slow the game down, but what happens to a team once they're down 15 that wants to slow the game down? They can't slow the game down anymore. Tennessee rolls. I'm getting chalky, I'm strategically getting chalky here with the 2 seeds. Mac, what are you doing in this one?
Yeah, this might be the biggest blowout of the round of 64.
Oh, I like that prediction.
Usually when Barnes comes in, they've won the SEC or they lost in the title game. They got embarrassed. He's going to get after them all week.
Yeah.
They're going to get back. They've slipped up defensively. They're going to get back to defending. This is going to be like 70-30. They're going to fucking kill these guys.
Noah?
Yeah.
I didn't
Wrong
really
place,
have any
wrong time.
I didn't really have any strong analysis for this game. The cocktail napkin likes St. Peter's a little bit here. It only has them plus 17.5. I'm gonna take the napkin here, but I feel bad. So I'll set the podcast downloads line in favor of SGP by a couple thousand to make you guys a little bit happier, right?
Thank you, Noah.
I'd say we'll double it. We'll 2x it.
I'm going to take St. Peter's plus 21.5. You guys are making a good case, but at the end of the day, I like having action against Rick Barnes. 21.5. That's way too high. It's way too high. This is St. Peter's Super Bowl. They get up for it.
This is great, Sean. You're getting cute. You're taking points with you're seeing value just like the napkin.
Yep. I took Noah's nap.
The Peacocks, they like that 15 seed next to them. They do damage with that.
I wonder how absorbent those napkins
Only
are.
against Painter.
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, 6:40 p.m. on the West Coast. Couple games left. North Carolina State, a.k.a. the Pussy Pack. They're the 11th seed in the South. Texas Tech is the 6th seed in the South. Texas Tech laying 5, minus 220 on the money line. NC State plus 180. 145.5 is the total. 68.5 first half under. This is the most obvious fade, the Power Conference tournament winner.
Oh, yeah.
That there is here. I think also, Texas Tech. I'm curious to see what Colby thinks on this game, but Texas Tech also one of those teams that's going to look good in the old numbers. So I'm guessing the napkin might like them too. But Colby, what are you doing?
Well, I mean, this is just perfect. What happened? This is
What do you mean it's perfect?
I am very happy that they've extended. They won the ACC championship and they extended Kevin Keats. Now they can go back to sucking for the next couple of years. I'm just glad.
You realize they didn't do it willingly. His contract forced them to extend him.
Well, they put it in. They put it in writing. That
Sean,
was
did
part
you know
of the
that?
fun.
NC State coach just activated a 2-year extension.
And they were about to fire him. It was perfect. It was every reason why you wanted to take NC State we took NC State in the points in the ACC championship.
So Texas Tech.
Oh, all day. The Pussy Pack are the Pussy Pack for a reason. They fold up. I know they got DJ Burns, America's favorite sweetheart. He's fucking, Craig Ironhead Hayward 2.0 on the basketball court. But no.
Mac.
No. Texas Tech all day.
No.
Well, and micro matchup. The 3-point line is going to be a disaster. Texas Tech, great free throw shooting team.
I mean, Ryan, we said it. 7-7-7. That's the cutoff for an auto play. Texas
that
Tech,
number.
77.8% from the line.
Let's go.
And you're fading, thou shalt fade major conference tournament winners. Like a lot of people consider the ACC a major conference.
Mac doesn't.
Mac doesn't. He gets it. This is a great spot for Texas Tech. This is lock potential. I know everyone hates North Carolina State here, but so I'm preaching to the choir. But.
Yeah, I'm not going to fade a SGP commandment here either. I like Texas Tech. Cocktail Napkin actually doesn't love them here against Pussy Pack because the Wolfpack has been rolling as of late. They streaked together 5 wins in 5 days to get here, so that has skewed the Napkin a little bit. The Napkin actually likes the Red Raiders further into the tournament.
All right, nice. Yeah, I mean, worth noting, DJ Burns, he could have an absolute moment. He's the big guy.
A bundle of love.
Everyone's going to be talking about how beautiful he is and how, his size isn't impacting his ability to perform.
This game's personal.
He's a hero.
Texas Tech, lay the points.
Big 12 versus ACC.
I have not heard.
ACC is like 2-0 against the Big 12 this year.
I have not heard. The number? I have not heard Mac.
It's the NCAA tournament now.
I have not heard Mac pick against the Big 12 yet. So make sure we handicap the handicapper.
What's your Final Four, Mac?
6:55 p.m. on the West Coast, Salt Lake City, Utah. 13-4 matchup. Samford taking on Kansas. Samford is definitely becoming the darling pick. The more things I hear, the more people I hear talk about the tournament, the more everyone seems to want to take Samford, which is driving this number down. There's question about Kansas. I do know that even though Noah is the throbbing dick expert, I did see that he practiced the last couple of days. So we do expect Hunter Dickinson to be out there.
I want a dick rubbed on me
minus 7.5,
minus games. Come on,
minus 310, plus 250 on the money line. 153 is the total. 73 first half under. I mean, my first thought was the Samford. I found a nugget. The Samford coach is a ex-poker player, so I was like, all right, I got to find a way to get this D-Gen on the card. I can't do it. I think I have to take Kansas here. This is the first the first 4 seed I'm going to take. I'll lay the points with Kansas. What are you doing, Colby?
Yeah, down the stretch, Kansas had their issues. I think people, might see this and say and I've been screaming that I think Kansas is not as good as Kansas traditionally is. But Bill Self is still the guy that took Tulsa to an Elite Eight. I'm all over the Jayhawks here, minus the points. I think this is a trendy play. It's another one that the Uber driver liked.
Nice.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe I should start a rideshare company because I'm on Samford. Here's why. And you guys haven't talked about it. When Kansas has struggled, when Kansas has lost, why is it? It's the turnovers, right? That has been one of their weaknesses. You look at the Samford defense, 16th in the nation defensively, the turnover percentage. They're going to be able to turn over this Kansas team. They're going to be able to cover this spread, and they might outright win it. I think the people that are talking themselves into the Kansas play are almost like the double reverse of like, oh, everyone's saying Samford, but really it's Kansas has struggled. They're going to struggle here. And the turnovers, to me, are what's going to make a difference. And Samford has a good enough offense. They can hit some threes to win this game.
I would love to be wrong about this.
Can't make free throws. They lost to Purdue by 53 points. Matt.
What do you mean? They have the exact same free throw percentage as Kansas.
Yeah, I'm saying they're not a great free throw shooting team, Samford.
Dickinson's also another big, dominant guy down low offensively.
Thou
just
shalt
like Edey.
not worship false gods. Bill Self, what's his ATS record?
It's later, though. You fade Bill Self. It's later you fade Bill Self. You're getting the worst of this number. Maybe Mac will side with you.
EV police.
Kansas is going to drill them. He's got
Big 12.
He's got 6 days to prepare for the press. He's faced the press. Houston presses, Iowa State presses. He's faced press Virginia over the years. They're going to get it done against Samford, and then they're going to get their ass beat against Gonzaga. That's when we fade them, round of 32. Kansas gets it done because everybody's counting them out. They'll get it done against Samford.
Those undermatched press teams can sometimes get worked. All right, Noah?
This little quadrant is either you're fading the noise or you're taking the dogs. And I'm fading the shit out of this little quadrant that he's got over here in Gonzaga and Kansas.
So I'm with
McNeese. I'm with Samford. Samford runs 9 or 10 deep. They've got tremendous depth. Kansas does not. They're not fully healthy either. Dickinson practicing a little bit, but Kevin McCullough is the guy that matters. He's the heart and soul of this team. He has not played in, I think it's like 9 games now.
Saving him for the tournament.
Hey, if they are, kudos to them, but I'm on Samford. High elevation, more depth. Give me the Bulldogs.
High elevation. Look, Kansas plays BYU. You know what I mean? They're in their conference. They're more accustomed to going into these this elevation here.
Nothing gets you used to going to – if you've ever been to Salt Lake City, there's nothing you can do to get used to going to Salt Lake City. It's
What
a
are you
very
saying,
unique
Samford
place.
in the Appalachians?
Yeah, in the
Oh,
Carolinas, Western Carolina.
There's a
All
big
right.
difference.
No,
big
some
fucking
rolling
difference.
Appalachian
No,
hills.
let me explain something about the West Coast. Everything is much, much bigger. Last one.
I thought it was Texas that they said that about.
No. The mountains are bigger on the West. Texas, that's their way of talking about their penises. Drake.
Or trucks.
Washington State. It's still their penises. Drake, Washington State, Omaha, Nebraska. Last game of the night. Drake, another Iowa team playing in Omaha. 10-7 matchup in the East. -2 for Drake. -130 on the money line. +110 for Washington State. 137.5 is the total. 64.5. Last one under for the first half. Drake was here last year. We all fell in love with them. Their number was incredibly short.
Well, they should have won.
And their best player just completely shot the bed in Tucker DeVries. Now they're back, and they're playing a Washington State team
Back in the saddle again.
maybe the last time they ever make the tournament, since they're going to get relegated to a minor conference.
Washington State's been good to us.
I want to see
They've
Drake,
been good to
Iowa
us.
State. I want to see Drake play Iowa State in the second round.
Oh, I'm with you. It's a terrible draw for Washington State. If I'm Washington State, I'm fucking super pissed off the fact they're playing this year. And you could have lined them up with a bunch of other teams. This is, once again, they continue to shit on Washington State. I would love to take Washington State, but I just think Drake, it's a bad matchup for Washington State, especially when you add the home edge that the Bulldogs will have. And the fact that they should have won a year ago. Just like you said, I think that matters in this spot.
Yeah, if you remember that
Yeah.
game, I mean, I felt extremely raw after that one.
Yeah.
What were they up against Miami?
Oh,
they were up huge.
Yeah.
And then Miami went to the Final Four. I mean, this is a good team.
This is an awesome game, though. I mean,
Drake,
if this was in Salt Lake City, I would have really had to really think about this. But I think Drake gets it done.
Drake 6.2 percentage points better at the line if we're tossing that on top, and we are. Drake is a very good team, very good defensively at preventing offensive rebounds, which is a part of Washington State's offense. Ryan, you've mentioned it a number of times. Be wary of the team that relies too much on the offensive rebounding. I think Washington State's offense qualifies here. The more we've talked this out, the more I like Drake. They're old, experienced. I think this is the ultimate Tucker DeVries. Is that correct?
Yep. Correct.
Yes.
Tucker DeVries redemption story is right here. Let's go.
Mac?
Drake's pretty damn good, but so is Wazoo.
Oh, yeah,
and I like the experience here, and I also, DeVries is getting another job here soon, so a little distracted on the way out. Give me Wazoo. Everybody is counting out the Cougs. I think this is a good spot for them to get it done and move on to the round of 32.
If I'm coach, he's coaching his kid, yeah?
Yeah.
And he's coaching.
He's not checked the fuck out. Noah.
I think he checked out.
Noah.
I can't believe Sean's going to go out here and fade Washington State wearing the red Mike
It's
Leach
true.
shirt.
It's very odd.
I'm wearing a Mike Leach shirt.
Love
I'm
the
taking
Cougs.
the Cougs here. I think Drake's poor offensive rebounding here is probably going to come into play, especially since, I don't think they're going to be able to move the ball around as effectively as they're accustomed to in the Missouri Valley Conference. The Bulldogs are ranked 65th in assisted field goals per game. Wazoo's defense allows only 44.8% of their opponents' baskets to be assisted. I'll take the Cougars here.
Go Cougs.
Go Cougs. No, the more we talk about it, the more I like Drake. Hey, Hall of Fame Bets, their college basketball product is launching either today or tomorrow. So get in over there. Get those optimized parlays over at HOFBets.com. Use the promo code SGPN. Get signed up. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app. You get 50% off your first month. Shout out to producer Josh, who sports betting just went live in North Carolina. He's hit a 10-1 parlay, a 12-1 parlay, and another 10-1 parlay using Hall of Fame Bets. Feel free to hit him up and confirm that. But HOFBets.com, helping you get paid, building those optimized parlays. I'm starving. Let's get some food. Let's get the fuck out of here. But before we do that, we got to give out some locks. Kramer,
You want me to go first?
triple lock salute. What do we got?
I was doing I have 4 dogs, Sean. You want
Really?
to tell me how good I did?
Quad dogs.
3 of them are 14 seeds, so we'll see how that goes. All right, we're gonna lock up Texas Tech. Think that's gonna be a tough one. I said earlier I thought that there was some lock potential with this Nevada team, so we'll lock them up. And for the final lock, I think this is the team that I more than most. I just feel very strongly this is a bad price, and Gonzaga is going to roll here against McNeese State, and Will Wade's strong ass offer. Dog. I'm gonna be round robining the 14 seeds that aren't named whoever I didn't pick there at the end. But give me do I go Oakland? Do I go Morehead State? Do I go Akron? Colby. And by the way, I have 5 dogs. I miscounted.
Oakland, Morehead State, or Akron. I actually think your best chance there is probably Oakland.
Yeah, I'm with you. Give me Oakland money line.
Oaktown. All right, for me, my first lock, give me South Carolina. Just jumping off the page. Love the South Carolina team.
I love the cock.
Oh, I do.
Sorry, Gamecocks.
Long.
Gamecocks. Gamecocks.
Michigan State. Michigan State. It was always Tom Izzo. Come on. Michigan State, lock it up. I mean, I like all of Kramer's locks. I'm trying to feel which one I should copy. I like the Texas Tech team, Texas Tech lane 5. I'm worried we might just be blind to North Carolina State here slightly, but I also, yeah.
No, Texas Tech keeps a good program in March.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Texas Tech -5. Fuck it, let's go for my dog. Morehead State. It's not less head, it's Morehead. Who's fading it? You don't want to fade it.
You have to know when to come.
I mean, that is. So I put $200 on that, plus 550. Woohoo! Let's go.
Colby.
Lock, Kansas, -7.5. Lock, Gonzaga, -6.5. Lock, Nevada, -1.5.
It's -1, but
or whatever. Yeah, let's go. The dog. I told you about this damn bot. Duquesne. What are they? Plus
stop.
340.
That's just a bad play.
Yeah,
Just a bad play.
Yeah, white guys have a great track record against
I don't see color. I wouldn't know.
Yeah. Let's go. This is a great spot. Duquesne, they're doing it. Tragic magic going on here.
All right.
Noah, give me a lock. What's your lock?
All right, my lock's
Locking a dog.
My lock's going to be Duquesne against the
Oh,
spread.
my God.
And the dog is Morehead State plus 570. Let's go.
Great.
Let's go. Love your dog.
You did a great job half the time, Noah.
Mac, what do you got? Give us a lock and the dog.
Oh, the lock is Big 12 over ACC. Texas Tech rolls the pussy back. Lay the 5.5 dog.
Now, Mac,
Three locks, right?
No.
I would just.
Okay.
I thought it was only 2. That's why I was thrown off when you gave out 3. I was
We
like,
throw in a bonus lock for the March Madness. No, Mac, we got to get you to get over on Cut and come up with some sort of custom bet of Big 12 versus the world.
oh yeah.
I don't know if you
Bring
want to
it
do
on.
it spread, straight up, whatever. You got to figure that out and send it over to Cut.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Yeah, Texas Tech, Kansas, and who else we got on the card tomorrow or Thursday? BYU. I'm going to throw that as my parlay. But my dog, I'm with Team Ryan, Oakland.
Let's
There
go.
we go.
Goodbye, Big Blue Nation. Let's go.
Akron, Morehead State, Oakland, round robin, 2s and the 3. $50 flat across for 200 pays out $26K.
I need a share of this.
Wait, so sorry, what is it?
I
Ryan?
want a piece.
Morehead State, Oakland, and Akron. I know you don't have Akron, so if we just make it Morehead State and Oakland,
Yeah.
that would pay out 100 would pay 5,200.
Okay, Morehead State, Oakland. Love it.
Yeah, I don't have Akron either, so I like that one.
That's the official parlay.
Can I just throw out
Sure.
that,
I'll let you throw out something.
Battle of I-75 is back. South Florida, UCF, and the NIT.
Oh, for sure.
All right, cut
South
off.
Florida. South
We gotta
Florida
wrap
is
things
live.
up. We gotta
South
wrap things up.
Florida is live.
Cocktail
Let's go.
napkins got -4.5 for the Golden Knights. Bulls are alive.
Colby was impressed by how bad they beat his ECU Pirates.
That's the shot clock on the NIT talk. Hey, Merch Madness is alive and well. Promo code MADNESS. Get 15% off everything. Smash that subscribe button. Subscribe if you haven't already to the Sports Gambling Podcast, College Basketball Experience. Get in on the free contest. We're giving away $1,000, maybe even $2,000. SportsGamblingPodcast.com/madness. Noah, you're fucking raising your hand. What do you want?
I have an NIT lock. Ohio State minus 10.5.
Oh, my God.
Over Cornell.
I actually like that.
Get us
The
out of here,
Michigan
Sean.
fan.
I'm hungry.
That's how you know it's for real.
I'm
Thank
hungry.
you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean. It's Second Money Green. He's Ryan.
I was going to make a Lizzo joke earlier, but I didn't.
Kramer.
DJ Burns.
Let it ride.